Rebecca, why do you dance?
I dance because it's an escape from your problems, and whenever you start to dance and get into your emotions that way, everything else sort of disappears, and that's the only thing you have to think about. So whenever you're having a bad day, it's kind of like, oh, I get to go to dance later. And even if you're not the most confident when you're dancing, it's almost like that's something to work for, that's something that you have that nobody can take away from you.
How often do you dance, or how extra do you work?
There's a lot of hours I put into dancing. At the studio, we train for 25 to 30 hours a week, 5 to 6 days a week. And outside of the studio, I usually work an hour to 3 hours in the morning because I don't go to school anymore. So I have all this time to work, so I put a lot of extra time into my dances.
Have you ever felt like giving it all up, and why?
Because it's very judgmental, and you sometimes feel like you're not good enough, and you wonder, why you're wasting your life if you're not going to be good enough to pursue it. But then once you start dancing and letting out your emotions, you're like, oh man, this is where I need to be in life.
I could be doing so many other things with my life, and then I see all these people who have all this time to do awesome things that I can't do, but then I just remember how awesome it is to be here with all of us as a team. And then I realize that I don't really want to give this up for the past 100 years I've been dancing. I don't want to stop.
You want to go home and just cry and wonder, oh wait, why am I still doing this if you go home so upset? But then it makes you think you've been working so hard.
I feel like at some point everybody's kind of felt like giving up, because when something gets hard, our natural instinct is to just stop working and just give it all up. But I feel like if you've never felt like giving up, you've never pushed yourself to your fullest potential.
Name some of the sacrifices you've given up to be the dancer you are today.
I've given up spending time with friends, going out on dates with boys, having a boyfriend honestly, and spending time with family, seeing people that I love. But then again, I'm here with people that I love probably the most in the world besides my family, and it means a lot to me to come here, and it's my home. So it's not really a sacrifice anymore, it's just the privilege is being here dancing with everyone that I love.
What would you say if you can inspire other dancers across America?
If dancing is really what you want to do, never give it up. There will be some days where you'll feel like you'll want to give it up, and injuries will happen and life will happen, but you just got to keep pushing through it, because dance becomes who you are.
How does the team feel like a family to you?
The team feels like a family because you're with them 5 hours a week, and you're there with each other for about 8 hours a day. You spend your weekends together. You're with each other every single day. You're with each other more than you're even home with your own family. Even if there may be issues between people, everyone still loves each other. No one can actually be mad at anyone for too long, because everyone just is, you have to face it because you're with them every single day. It's almost closer than an actual family sometimes.
How does it feel when you step out on that stage?
You either have to pee, throw up, or all of the above. I'm pretty sure we can all relate. We've all left the dance before us, going to the bathroom, freaking out, and they call your number, and all of a sudden it's I actually have to go on stage and dance.
Okay, to step out on the stage for me personally is very terrifying. My heart pounds a mile a minute, and it's probably the most nervous thing I ever have to do in my entire life. But when I start dancing, I'm like, oh, this is awesome, this is amazing, this is the best feeling in the world. And then I get off stage and I'm like, let's go do it again, and again, and again. And then I'm nervous again, but then it's okay because it's worth it.
It reaches a point where a million thoughts race into my head at the same time, and I'm like, am I pointing my foot? Am I doing this turn right? Oh shoot, this another turn is coming up. But then once it's finally finished and you walk off stage, you're wheezing. But at the same time, you just feel so good about it, and it's just a feeling that's not replaceable. It's really rewarding.
You just get this weird feeling, and it's cold and then hot, and then you look into the audience, but it doesn't make you nervous. You judge them. You just look at all the faces in the audience, and you wonder what they're thinking. But you never think about your actual dance. You just think what are they thinking about this?
Dance is not a sport. It is an art. A family who stays together wins together. Abby, let me do it. I am gonna do an ugly close-up on you if you do not be serious.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Not in one monkey though. Alright, Kayla, you ready? No. Back! Oh man.
All right.
Oh man. Is it worth it? Everything is worth it.
This is what happens when we're here from 8 to 5.
This is what happens when you've been here since like 7:30. I need some milk.
Okay, we have to be serious.